Today in the Roddy's Kitchen, we are going to make some homemade mayonnaise and some psyllium husk waffles. If you watch our video where we make the spatchcock roast chicken and you're wondering what to do with all that leftover chicken, here's a good way to use it. Alright, to start off we have 2 eggs. We're going to water test our eggs. What that means is we're going to go ahead and fill up our cup halfway and see if our egg floats. If it floats, it's no good. We don't want to use it. Sitting nice on the bottom like that, or if it just tilts up a little bit, that's good to go. So that one's good. Let's check the second one. Good to go. Now we want to use a dry cup for our mayo, so let's grab the second one. Okay. Really simple. Crack in your eggs. Try not to get shell in there. If you have a stick blender, it's really easy to do it in this method that I'm showing you. If you have a blender and you don't have a stick blender, then what you'll want to do is you'll want to go ahead and get your eggs set in the bottom of the blender, start the blender, and then slowly drizzle in your oil while it's already going. That'll help get the emulsion going. With the stick blender, it's got so much power, and doing it in a cup like this, it's really easy to start and go. So we're going to go ahead and do about 2 cups. 2 to 2.5 is good. This is mild flavor olive oil. Unless you really like an olivey tasting mayo, do not use extra virgin olive oil because it's really strong. You can do half and half if you like that stronger olive flavor to it. If you don't like it, just use the mild. As you should already know, you shouldn't be using vegetable oil, corn oil, or any of other of those nasty oils. Always want to have a little bit of vinegar, acidic, added in. So we're going to go ahead and squeeze our lemon juice in there. You can also use a little bit of vinegar. I prefer regular white vinegar. Next, I like a lot of black pepper. So I'm going to go ahead and grind in a whole bunch, relatively coarse setting. Yes, I like a bunch. Going to put a little bit of salt to start because it's easier to mix in later. If you put in too much, you can't take it back out. Stick this down in the bottom of the cup so it's sitting all the way flat against the bottom. And once you see all that oil is in the emulsion, you're good to go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and grab our mayonnaise. Excuse me, mustard. Mustard for our mayonnaise. I like Grey Poupon or Stone Ground or the brown. I'm not a big fan of just the regular yellow, but you can use whatever your preferred mustard is. You can actually just leave it out and not use it at all. It'll just be missing that classic taste. Today I'm going to use some of that roast pepper, or excuse me, roasted garlic that we made in our previous video with the roasted chicken. So we'll throw, I don't know, a couple tablespoons in there because we like it garlicky. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take our spoon. And at this point, this is why it's easier to just use a fork or spoon to blend and mix it together. that garlic is really soft. So if you're using raw garlic, you definitely want to use the blender before you're done. And I'll usually just throw the cloves right in on top of the mix, and then when you start the emulsion, this one is plenty strong to go ahead and mix that up. If your stick blender is a little bit weaker, this is I forget what this one is, like 100 watt, I think, all clad. If you have a weaker one, you want to go ahead and mince up the garlic or blend it up separately first, raw garlic. Okay, now, see we have all that incorporated nice. Now it's just a taste test. All right, our mayonnaise is ready. Now we'll move on to the waffles. Okay, next we are going to go ahead and get our psyllium husk waffle ready. So what I do is I'll take 2 eggs, use about 1 tablespoon of oil. You can use extra virgin or you can use the mild. Go ahead and whisk that up. I usually put just a little dash of water, about a tablespoon. Then we got that all mixed up nicely. We're going to go ahead and add our dry. That's going to be a tablespoon of this complete seasoning. You can buy that or you can make your own. I'll show you how to do that later. We're going to add a tablespoon. Now this is a finely ground psyllium husk powder. You got to make sure you do it with the powder. You don't want straight psyllium husks. There's some that are like ground in a bigger grind. You want the fine powder. And you don't want stuff from like Metamucil or any mix. This is just 100% natural, no other ingredients, psyllium husk powder. Baking powder, just a little bit. That helps with it rising. It's about a quarter teaspoon to teaspoon. Again, it's not one of those things that's just don't put a lot in it. You don't want like a tablespoon because then it'll be a little weird flavoring. Okay, then we're gonna mix all this together. It takes a minute, so don't stress out. Psyllium husk likes to clump. See these clumps? Just keep mixing. We've got our waffle maker plugged in. This is the full-size dash waffle maker. Takes a minute, a couple minutes for it to warm up. Now we're pretty much clump free. If you have a couple little small clumps in there, it's not a big deal. Psyllium husk will keep sucking up all the moisture, and you'll come back and it'll be like a bowl of solid oatmeal. All right, we're going to take our stick of butter, because we love butter. I put a good coat on the bottom. Start up here at the top. Of course, it's going to drip down. Close it when you get about halfway, and that's good enough. Give it a second. All right. In with the mix. Use a spatula, clean out your bowl. Give it a little spread around. Depending on the size of your eggs, sometimes you might need 3 eggs. All right, go ahead and wait for it to finish cooking. Okay, once your waffle maker says it's ready, let's take a look. Oh, yeah. These don't crisp up super crispy, so but they're good for sandwiches. So we're going to go ahead and fish that out of there. Hot, hot. And you can leave your waffle maker plugged in if you're going to make more than one. Okay, now what we're going to do, just go ahead and cut this in half so we can make 2 sandwiches. Depending on how you like to make your sandwiches, you can cut this in half, but I prefer to leave it together. We've got some of our leftover chicken from our Spatchcock roast chicken video. We're going to take some mayo, spread a good layer of mayo, our roasted garlic mayo. It's not your turn yet. Then go ahead and take whatever chicken you prefer, dark or white or whatever you have left. You could add cheese or whatever other stuff you like. But I want just chicken. And there you go. Yummy chicken roast chicken sandwich. Yum. Alrighty, there you go. If you got any questions, put them down in the comments.
As you can see, Ed was so busy enjoying his sandwich that he forgot his line. So, as always, share, like, subscribe. See you next time.